Alright, you want to get the work done that is necessary for you to finally feel like you are worth something. So you have written down in your notes that for tomorrow you work on your business. So tomorrow comes and you fail to get up on time. Now you're up late, you're unmotivated, you feel like shit, and so you want to feel a little bit better before you can get to work. So what do? You open up your Instagram and you check stories. Suddenly you see, fuck, an hour has passed by. I already wasted so much time. Might as well just keep it for tomorrow. And so the rest of the day, you end up playing video games, you end up going outside, doing nothing productive at all. You hope to feel better by doing those things, but you don't, because deep down you know that you have not done the thing that was necessary, and that your perfectionism has again got you to overthink everything and to not take the action that was necessary. You know the tasks that you have to do are going to be difficult. And so your mind tells you that you need so-and-so set in place before you can get it done. And I genuinely had that as well. I often ran away from doing the tasks that were necessary for me to get me closer towards achieving the goals that I desire, towards becoming the greatest version of myself. So this is what I did and still do every day, day in, day out, to get me closer towards becoming the man that I desire to be. Getting me to be the one who bullies my perfectionism to a point that I can get to asking for money, and not the other way around. So just because your morning was messed up, or just because you don't have the skills yet to do the thing that you want to do, that doesn't mean that that's a reason for you to not act on the thing that you want to accomplish. Because it's exactly that. Knowing that you don't know how you want to do it, or having the skills, or knowing that you don't have the skills yet to do it, and deciding to not do it, will keep you from achieving that. Every time I want to do something, whether that is get into a conversation with somebody or even recording these YouTube videos, I don't give myself too much time to think beforehand. I just jump into it. Because I know that if I give myself too much time to think, my perfectionism will start to give me all of these reasons to why I shouldn't do it. I will start to overthink everything, and all these doubts will be created inside of my mind. That even right now during the recording, I'm experiencing those doubts. But that's just my perfectionism. Because the thoughts inside of my mind want me to be something that I'm not. And because I've lived for so long in this way of allowing my thoughts to control my life, it has been second nature to me to do that. So I'm unlearning that continuously, day in, day out. Because for a long time, I didn't take the action. I had so many ideas, so many thoughts that I wanted to realize, and I kept them as ideas. You know, a goal is only a goal when you write it down and take action towards it. Otherwise, it's just an idea. Otherwise, it's just fantasy. It's stuck in your mind. Things that are stuck in your mind are simply things that are stuck in your mind. So they're not reality. So the doubts that I have in my mind, the insecurities that I have, as long as I don't use them necessarily to get the work done, they're not real. And if I can prove to myself by acting when I feel that, I prove myself the opposite. And so I bully my perfectionism, my overthinking thoughts, to not have control over me. That has gotten me to record already 100 plus videos. That has gotten me to even marry. Because before I got married, like before I even proposed, I had all these thoughts coming into my mind. My perfectionism was again playing a game with me. It was telling me like, oh, you don't have the money yet. Oh, you're not financially stable. Oh, you don't have a stable job. Are you even ready? Like, are you already the man that you want to be before you want to get married? And because of that, I delayed proposing for so long. Because I was listening to my overthinking thoughts, and I wanted things to be, like, my mind wanted things to be perfect. But being perfect will never happen. I will never be perfect. Even if you want things to be better to get to, like, a perfect state, it's not going to happen if I just sit there thinking, wondering what I'm going to do. No, it's only going to happen when I take action and get the work done that is necessary for me to get done. That is the only way that I can get closer towards that. And so at the start of my self-improvement journey in 2022, when I actively started to self-improve, when I knew like the principles that I needed to apply and to implement into my life, I had a lot of doubts and insecurities. I was working in retail and I had to communicate with a lot of people, and I had to believe that I'm an introverted person, that I don't know how to talk to people. So I had to force my legs to walk to people, to greet them, to say hello when I didn't want to do that. And so that became a habit. It became a habit to, one, not listen to the thoughts that were happening inside of my mind, and two, that when I saw a person, that I would greet that person respectfully. And the one thing led to another, and I got into conversations with people, and that destroyed the belief of me being an introvert, because it was proven to me that I'm a very fluent communicator. And of course, I also read books to improve that skill, because I wanted to change that belief of me. I didn't want to be that person for the rest of my life who thought that he was an introvert. No, I had to force myself with every challenge that appeared to get it done, to act when I didn't know what I wanted to do. The only way that something can become a habit, and the only way that things actually become habits, is if you act on it before it is a habit. To force yourself to get it done. You have to force it, because forcing it renders my perfectionism to have no power. It can do nothing against me. My perfectionism wants this video to be perfect. So if I would listen to my thoughts, I would have to study English for another 10 years, make 1,000 videos before I even upload my first video, in the hopes that I can then make the perfect video, which will never come, because the perfect video will never be made. And the perfect video and like a better video can only occur if I record videos, if I do the tasks that I want to do. I can only become a better man if I act like a better man and act towards what I value and think a better man is for myself. The amount of times that I've allowed my perfectionism to hold me back from taking action when I needed to take action. I could have been further ahead of my life. I once wanted to be an artist. And in my journey of wanting to be an artist, I oftentimes listened to my thoughts of being a perfectionist. That I wouldn't release my music because my mixing wasn't good enough yet. I wouldn't release my song because my vocals weren't quite the way that I wanted them to be yet. And the other day, I was listening to my own music and I thought to myself, if I had released this music the way that it was, that would have been crazy. Because the quality was good. Like, it was not perfect, and it's not supposed to be perfect. Because if I then listen to other people's their music, the mixing in most of the songs are different, and everybody just does what they're like, and they could have just said like, oh no, it has to be perfect. But what is perfect? What does perfect even mean? We don't know what perfect is. Perfect is subjective to what we think is good in that moment. But we are constantly changing. We are constantly growing and evolving. So that means that our definition of perfect constantly changes. So what the hell is perfect? It has no meaning. It has no value. A perfect example of imperfect action. Go to my YouTube channel and click the oldest video that was recorded. Like, click on the tab, like you have 3 tabs. Click on seeing the oldest video and watch the first video that I've recorded and uploaded. That is a perfect example of imperfect action. Because in that moment, I was filled with doubt, filled with insecurities. I didn't know what I wanted to say. I couldn't even look into the camera. Well, I was also driving, but I just said, I'm going to do it, and it doesn't matter what comes out of it. I'm just going to do it, and I can only improve from this point on, right? And I mean, if I analyze all my videos and see to where I've gotten right now, to the improvements that I've made to my own recordings, to the way that I talk, to the way that I present myself in front of a camera, that is completely different. In that moment, I could have given into the resistance and not even gotten to this point that I am today. But I didn't. I didn't give up to it. I didn't give in to it. I still decided to do it. Like, I turned my brain off. Just went a little bit stupid. Made the video. Got home and uploaded the video on YouTube. And it didn't get any views. Like, I even closed off that YouTube channel, this YouTube channel. I closed it off. And I didn't open it up until February of 2024. Or like March of 2024. I don't remember the details that well anymore, but that's how long it took me to then come to the sense of like, okay, let me rewatch that video. And now I'm 100 plus videos in. I didn't know what I wanted to do back then. I still did it. I still took action. I still did that what was necessary, not necessarily that what I love. And that has gotten me to be here. And I'm happy that I have you here watching this video as well. Let this channel, let what you see be an example of the things that you need to do in order to become the greatest version of yourself. That it all comes down to overcoming the challenges that you are being presented with. And most of the challenges are self-inflicted. Most of the challenges are the resistance that you will face, the perfectionism, the overthinking. You are an ambitious person. And the only reason why you're lazy, and it's not that you're really lazy, you just give in to the thoughts in your mind of wanting to be perfect. But perfection won't come. And acknowledge and embrace that you have to learn. And it's always a learning process. And so we have to enjoy that learning process. Is it always going to be fun? I mean, that's subjective to see how you want to see it. That all comes down to perspective. So I hope this video has been of value for you. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. But never forget that you are 100% responsible for the results in your life. Make the hard decision today, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.